We are with State Representative Alex Ramel from the 40th District. So, cutoff. We've been hearing this word cutoff down the halls everywhere this past 2 weeks. What's that about?
In order to meet sort of our requirement to get all of the legislature's business done in 105 days, we've got to set some deadlines. And so cutoffs are points where a bill has to have moved out of either the policy committee last Friday or a fiscal committee this week. If it doesn't make that deadline, then the bill probably won't be able to move this year. And that allows the legislature to stay on track and narrow our focus just to the bills that have a shot of moving forward. So we can always bring bills back in the future, and bills that are necessary to implement the budget we could bring back up for discussion later. But for the most part, if it hasn't passed out of committee last week or this week, then it's probably in real trouble.
All right, we're going to do something different today. I'm not going to ask you about your bills. I know that legislators get a lot of visitors, like every day, and I know that you take pictures with some of them, so let's talk a little bit about those.
Well, yeah, this is one of the real privileges in this job, is being able to, hear from folks and just get different perspectives on all of the different folks who are working on things in the community that we represent. So these are just a few of the visitors that we've had over the last couple of weeks. We had a visit from folks who are leaders in the city of Mount Vernon. They were especially focused on what we can do to confront our housing crisis. Had some thoughtful ideas there, and also some opportunities and encouragement to keep working on our housing policies. Also been visited by a couple of groups of students and school teachers and board members from Mount Baker School District and the Mount Vernon School District. It's especially fun to show the students the gallery and the floor where the legislature meets to do our work. But those students really did convey their own experience of what it's like in a school district and how funding cuts over the last couple of years have impacted bus schedules and availability for extracurricular activities. It's really important for us to hear those stories and understand how the decisions that we're making are impacting kids and real people back home. We also got this great visit from folks with the American Heart Association, a couple of students who really wanted to share their experience and their stories about addiction, and especially focused on how vaping and flavored tobacco products are making it easier for kids to start smoking, and the real ramifications that has for people over their whole lives. Really touching to hear stories from those students and their experience. Then we had this great visit from a couple of community members from Quaker Voice, focused on environmental stewardship and criminal justice reform. Always fun to get that perspective. And then we also got a visit from local caregivers at SEIU 775. These are folks who are working to take care of folks who need in-home care for medical reasons, etc. And they were sharing their story of what that's like and what they need to be able to be successful at doing that important work. But what was especially fun was that the same day they were recording a video that they were going to take back and use to tell other union members about how to lobby your legislator. They all knew how to do it. It was a little intimidating for me to be on video, but they did a great job, and hopefully that'll be some resource that they can use. Always happy to help out those caregivers at 775.
Thank you so much for showing us these pictures and telling us the stories.
Well, thank you. And this is just a small slice of the folks that come to visit us every week in Olympia. It's a really important part of how we do the job, is hearing from the real people that are impacted by the decision. So for the folks listening, if you're ever in the area or if you've got a perspective to share, the door is always open, and I really hope that you'll reach out so that I can understand what I need to be a better representative.